Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Zary here. Um, got a lot of feedback from the Territory Battles video that I did, so I had some suggestions. First suggestion I'm going to go over today is a lot of people are stuck with gear, how to get gear, how to grind gear, whatever the holdback is on the gear pieces. So I'm going to kind of go over what I do on a daily basis to go over what maybe could work for you, what couldn't. I'm not going to tell you guys what to farm and when to farm it. I'm just going to tell you guys how I do things. In this game, I'm what's considered probably a baby dolphin. I take $10 a week and I put it aside instead of getting lunch at work or whatever. And I buy Google Play credits with it. This is the only game I really play. I really, really love this game and the community and everything like that. So it's really my only game I play, and don't even touch my PlayStation much anymore. So that's how I invest in this. So you'll probably see I have 10.1k crystals. Just bought a crystal pack. When I save up enough money, I buy the $100 one. And what I do with that is I go in and I buy fully crafted gear pieces to an extent. I'm very stingy with the crystals in case something comes up that I would like. So what I'm going to start with, guys, is the most important thing in this game is your energy. Okay, your energy is just like currency for a business. You can't do anything without your energy. So never miss an energy refresh or free energy if possible. It's just a waste of energy. Never let your energy cap out if you can avoid it. I mean, we all have lives. We all have stuff outside of work, families, things like that. But never let it get full or you're just wasting your time. All right? The other thing is, on a daily basis, you got to make sure you're completing your daily missions. Okay? I have completed everything but my daily squad arenas, which I'll get when it's the hour before my arena. I am on a Discord channel with a whole bunch of people from my arena, and I'll go over arena in a minute. That is the most important thing for people looking to farm gear. All right. Also, every day, make sure you're doing your Galactic War, unless you're saving it for the guild activity on the next day. The thing with Galactic War, it's credits, and it's also crystals. So you don't want to waste that opportunity. Even if it's only 20 or 30 crystals, that's still half of a energy refresh that you could take advantage of. So what you need to do is you need to focus on, or at least what I do is I focus on certain characters at certain times. And like I said, the most important thing in this game should be everybody's number one focus is your arena team. All right? Strictly for the fact of, if you can place, like for me, I usually place in the top 3 depending on my arena shard payout. We rotate, so I usually finish in the top 3. So that's 400 free crystals. It buys all my energy refreshes. It lets me stockpile for pieces I might want to save for. But your goal is to finish at least, if you can, in the top 200. It's very manageable if you focus on your arena team. And that'll give you 75 crystals a day. That's one energy refresh, which will help you grind your way to gear. All right. I like the grind for the gear. That's the weird person in me. I enjoy it. But looking at your characters, it can get overwhelming. You see a lot of green crosses where you can add. You see things like that. But what you have to do is you have to focus primarily on your arena team first. And the way you can focus and kind of mitigate all of the confusion or the overwhelming feeling you might have for people is by using your favorites tab. Alright, what I did is I cleared out my favorites tab so I can show you how I prioritize my favorites tab. Alright, in the favorites tab, I always put, unless my arena team is completely maxed out with gear, my arena team goes in there. So I run a CLS lead with his Zeta on It Binds All Things. I run a OG Han with his Zeta. Strongly recommend that Zeta. You're not going to regret it. I run R2-D2. He is double Zetaed. And I might be in the minority here, but I don't really find playing with General Kenobi that enjoyable. So I run Chase, which I'm currently working on gearing up. So they're automatically in my favorites tab. Alright. So as you can see, there's my favorites. Now also, the game can throw you curveballs. There can be things of that nature. Like our first order squad. We need that for BB-8. I like to collect the characters, even though I might not gear them up. But I'm not going to go bananas and stop what I'm doing. But I'm going to gear them up to a point where I think I can at least unlock the characters. So this is my first order squad. I have Kylo Ren at gear 9. I'm not going to take him any higher for this challenge. I have the first order officer 7-starred and at gear 9. Not going to take him any higher. I have the first order TIE pilot 7-starred finally after 6 months of grinding. But he's only gear level 8. I want to get him to at least 9. And I want to up him to at least level 85. Right now he's at 75. So put him in my favorites. Phasma, 7-star, gear level 8, go into my favorites. Okay, and then the first order stormtrooper, who is only 4-star, who I'm grinding right now, would go into my favorites. Now, the other thing I do is I take what I'm doing in Cantina. If I'm farming a Cantina person, like right now currently I am farming I am farming the Hoth Rebel Han. Alright. So when I get down to Rebels, I take my Rebels and I find where he is. And I add him to my favorites. That way I only have to go to one screen when it's time for me to spend my energy and I can get it all from there. Alright, also in my favorites, I'm simply going to put the Hoth Rebel Soldier because I use some of my energy to farm him up for the betterment of the guild. So, instead of looking at all of your characters, wondering what to do, accidentally put the wrong gear on somebody that you might need it for, you can simply just go to your favorites tab and there's everything I want to work on currently right now in this game. And if something comes out and I get thrown a curveball or I want to add something, or if like I was farming Krennic for a long time, I'm taking a break on Krennic and I replace Krennic with the First Order Stormtrooper. It doesn't mean I forgot about him. It just means simply that I took him out of my favorites so I don't get confused with him, and I put in the First Order Stormtrooper. Okay? So, when it comes time for gear, alright, you got, right now I have 45 energy and I have 74 energy, and I'm going to kind of show you, like I'll probably buy one just to show you guys how I do things. I usually do this after for me it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I usually have enough time to sit down and figure out what I'm going to do. So I go into my favorites, and I have 75 Cantina energy, so I'll go right into Han, find him, and sim. Now, there's a big confusion. Some people sim all 4 at once. Some people will sim 1 or 2. You really got to find the sweet spot for each character. For Sculpt Life pointed me out to simming 2 at a time, and I generally have good luck simming 2 at a time for him. And the reason I do it right from my favorites, because it says right now I have 18 out of 100, which is awesome. Okay, I know exactly how much I need. And it goes the same thing with your gear pieces. Alright, so what I'm trying to do right now is, since I don't have the Gear 12 pieces to put on to my guys, I'm working on my first order to see if I can at least complete the BB-8 challenge. So we will, let's just say, go into first order TIE Pilot. Alright, I'm trying to get furnaces. Okay? I have every piece in there that I need except for this MK3 sensor hollow projector. I have 12 out of 20. So I click on that, I go to find. Right here it will show me everything that you need that could give me this. And when I farm from here, I generally don't look at how much energy it costs. I look at the secondary pieces. Okay? Like this first light side battle, I have 1,035 of those pieces. And I have 1,223 of those pieces. Next one up is the light side. I have 152 of those pieces. And I have 150 of those pieces. Okay, I have 755 and 384, and it goes so on. Since I really don't need any pieces, I'll take the lowest energy so I can get the most bang for my buck. I do all 3 free energy refreshes, or 50 crystal refreshes a day. It not only gets me to my 600, but it also helps me grind out those pieces. So I bought one for now so you guys can kind of see how I'm doing. Now, if I went all 20 at once, I would probably come away with 3 or 4 pieces. So what I do when I farm gear, I always go 4. For some reason, for me, I seem to have the most luck. So I sim 4, and I just grind it out. It generally doesn't take very long. You can get through all 3 of your energy refreshes fairly quickly. And I came away with quite a few pieces of that, and I can finish that off tonight and get a gear piece. The other thing is, I don't refresh. I don't spend the crystal refreshes on my Cantina energy unless I'm extremely, extremely close to either gear unlocking somebody or 7-starring them, because that's 100 crystals per refresh. I do it on the Cantina days for the guild, which is Sundays. I do it there because what that does is helps out the guild, so I do it there. But other than that, because 2 of these refreshes, I could have way more energy. I could have 120, I could have 360 energy, plus 50 extra crystals for the price of 2 Cantina refreshes. So, with that being said, that's kind of how I go through that portion of it. Now, the other thing is we have a great guild, so we have to ask for gear. But don't ask for gear that is just ridiculous. Like a piece, like if you can only get 2 pieces of a requested gear, don't do it. Ask for something that's 5. I continuously ask for, and I'm sure everybody gets mad at me, but I continuously ask for the Carbantes. If I get 4 Carbantes because that's all people want to give me, that's great. But every character needs Carbantes. And if nobody gives them to me, that's great. I'm still going to donate. But be smart with what you're requesting. Think of what everybody is going to need, and that is hard for you to do. The other thing is, make sure that you're giving back to the guild who gives to you. If you don't give back to the guild that gives to you, no one's going to give you pieces, and that's fair. I've donated 910 pieces of gear. I every day I at least donate 1 piece of gear. Sometimes it's 7 pieces of gear. Sometimes it's 8 pieces of gear. Sometimes it's 3, but it's always at least 1. I always give something to somebody every single day. Never miss a request, because even if you only get 1, it's better than, now you're 1 piece closer to what you had before. The other thing is, on your dailies, always make sure you do your 5 Bronzium data cards. I know it sounds dumb. You get junk gear, but sometimes you don't. And sometimes you get a lot of gear from there that'll help you get by that bridge so you don't have to spend 40 energy farming a green piece or blue pieces. All of this could take care of it. Also, you see I have 11,000 ally points. I don't let them build up. I let them get to about 20k, and then I blow through them all. And then it takes me about 20 minutes to blow through them all. But I'm looking at a lot of gear, a lot of shards, which I can convert to the shard shop, which helps me out greatly because now that they've reworked the shard shop, that's excellent. The other thing is when you guys go into your shipments, always look at every single tab. And as you see these green little dots, as everybody knows, it lets you know that somebody needs that piece, but you got to be careful with what you're buying. I always buy every single time everything that's down on these last rows. Why not? Because eventually somebody's going to need it, and you might as well keep it. Cantina store, I could tell you who to farm and who not to farm, but everybody knows that. The guild store, I currently have nothing to farm out of the guild store besides pieces of gear. So I go through and I decide what I want and how to get it, and I use that. We run raids very often. We are always contributing, so we constantly have a steady influx of guild store currency. In the squad arena store, again, I could tell you who to farm. Right now I'm working on Ugnaught. He's the last person I have, and it will help us in territory battles. Galactic War. Same thing. I'm working on Cad Bane, and then I will finish off the last couple ships that are in here that I need. But the important ones are the Fleet Arena store, which I have to start buying some Zeta mats because I'm getting up there, but I'm working on the Gauntlet Starfighter just to get it to 7 stars for territory battles. And Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum is who I'm focused on right now, so I save. You have to be picky. You have to be choosy of what you want to get out of here. The Guild Event store, I'm strictly just farming. As much as I love Yoda, he's probably my favorite character in all of Star Wars, I don't need Hermit Yoda right now, and I'll unlock him eventually. What I need is I need my arena team to be the strongest arena team it can possibly be so I can get the most free crystals every single day. So I'm working on buying salvage pieces. I need 4 more, and then I can work on putting on this MK12 onto my Luke. That'll give me plus 70 physical damage and plus 60 physical crit chance. That's insane. So once I get to the 30 on this, then I start working on all of these, which are farmable. I can farm them, and that's how I work it. All right. Then in the shard shop, this is why you do you work on those ally. You trade in your ally coins. Don't hoard them, because all of those additional shards go to shard shop currency, where there's very good gear right now. Currently in here, I don't really need much for what's in here, or I would buy what I need. It's a great place to get gear. There's stun cuffs that pop in here. There is carbantes that pop in here, and every time something pops in here, you need to buy that, even if you need it or not, because eventually somebody's going to need stun cuffs. Somebody's going to need a carbante. So really, to sum this up, and I hope it made sense, is only focus on one person at a time. Okay? I will focus on getting Commander Luke completely maxed before I move on to Han Solo. And the reason I do that is because then I'm picking and choosing. I'm going back and forth. I forget what I'm doing. You had a couple of cocktails. You don't remember what you were up to. One at a time. Easiest way. It's always the easiest way to do it. I got to get Baze and Chirrut to gear 11. I'm working on that. You know, I have the droid collars. I need more of those. So I am actually farming those. But I took a break from getting those guys up just simply because I want to try to get BB-8. But I'm also in an arena shard where I know the team I have right now can get me top 3 every single day. If I was struggling to get to top 3, everything else would go on hold, because I want those free crystals every single day for those energy refreshes. It is your currency for your business. Your business is your team. You need that money to get product, to make everything better, and that's exactly how you got to think of this. Your team is your business. So just make sure you spend your crystals wisely. Don't sim in groups of 20 or 10 or 8. Stick to 4. Try the 4. Try a 2. I've heard people say 2 is really good. Stick to that. Make sure you're focused on what you're focusing on and do those key things. Never miss an energy refresh. Always do your dailies. Always get as far as you can every single day in Galactic War, and you're looking at over 100 free crystals just by completing those things every single day. Then you turn those 100 crystals, and yeah, you might be saving up 1,200 crystals to get that piece, but I guarantee you on the energy refreshes, if it's a farmable piece, you will get it. And yeah, you might not have the instant satisfaction of getting it that day, but you will get it. You will get it in a lot less time, and you will spend a lot less crystals by just doing your refreshes. Don't miss your energy. Do your dailies. Trade in your ally tokens for the shard shop. Stay focused on one person. Get your arena team first. Use your favorites to your advantage. I've seen screenshots of people's favorites, and it's just as bad as every character they got. Keep it simple for yourself. Use your request properly, and make sure you're giving to people who are also requesting stuff. If I'm currently farming that piece, and it's stun guns or something like that, I'm sorry if you requested a stun gun. I'm not going to give it to you. But if I'm not, and I got 32 of them, I'll give you one. And that's the way you got to look at it. But you got to expect the same people to do the same thing to you. All right? And if you have any questions about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, you guys know how to get a hold of me in Discord. If you guys like what I'm doing, leave ideas in Discord or down below this video to let me know of what I can focus on more. The next one I'm going to try to put together maybe later today or tomorrow. I had today off of work, took a personal day. So I'm going to try to put together of how I look at territory battles and what I do. Sorry about that. That was probably work calling. And what I do to increase my galactic power every single day. And part of being focused on a character and gearing them up does help territory battles. More gear is more GP. Remember that. So I hope everybody liked it. Sorry it's kind of long, but it's the best explanation I could give of how I do things. All right. You guys need me for anything, hit me up. Have a good one.